Hello, you beautiful, beautiful people. It's a friendly neighbor Velva once again, and now we have the new Zygarde 50% Escalation Battle. And there are some new interesting features that I will be talking more about later on in this video. Alright, and in the information it states a few of the stage level rewards. And it is a 300 stage escalation battle which actually consists on a lot of rewards such as EXP boosters, raise level lollipops, and even mega speed ups. So if you can actually skip a reward stage with a new feature that it has, you will also be getting that reward itself. So this feature can actually be pretty useful in actually going past boss levels and yet still getting the reward itself. So the team that I'm using is a pretty weak team, as you can see, just a max level Mega Rayquaza lead with level 1s basically. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Later on this video I will be showcasing, or I'll be telling you guys what might be the most important Pokemon to level up, especially if you plan on going late into the escalation battle. Alright, so now we have straight away we have level 1, and as you can see it's a pretty weak team. It has a pretty weak HP. We started off at 17 moves, which I think is the first time we ever had escalation battle starting off with 17 moves. Alright, so, and as you can see within 3 moves, with a pretty weak team of level 1s and level 3, we managed to get it off. So yeah, so you can just bring in your weak super effective team. You can even bring some non super effective Pokemon and actually just beat the few early stages. And guess what? Guess what? Oh my god, a 1% a 1% catch. Literally a 1% catch. I cannot recall the last time I actually caught any Pokemon with 1%. But wow, it's fantastic. I'm so tempted. If it were to, if it was able to be fed lollipops in the future, I would definitely want to feed it just for this momentous occasion. Alright, so it actually has Barrier Bash Plus and a 80% and a 80 base attack power. So if you max it out, it can even reach. It will reach 100 base attack power, a 100 attack power, and a pretty useful ability in Barrier Bash Plus. Alright, so now we are at level 2, and the reason why I'm actually showing this video in this kind of orientation is because I want to fast track and show you guys what are the few new features of this stage, particularly mainly the angry, or at least when Zygarde gets angry. Alright, so just as this stage 2, as soon as this second stage actually ends, you guys will get to see this new feature. Alright, so with that, and now you can see there's a pretty nice animation whereby it shows that Zygarde is actually getting angry, and then the stage level will actually increase up by 4 levels if you were to beat it. So you can see there's actually a timer counting down from 10 minutes, and you can see those angry smoke animations coming out, which I think is a pretty impressive animation feature by Genius Seniority itself. Alright, so basically if you were to actually beat this angry stage within 10 minutes, you will be able to jump extra 4 levels after this so-called stage 3, and you'll be able to basically, in a sense, defeat stage 7. So the next stage you will be receiving will be stage. Alright, so actually this mechanic is actually pretty tricky to understand, but I will elaborate it more later on in this video. As you guys can see, it's a pretty long video, but I just wanted to highlight all the steps that I actually managed to take in actually fast tracking, or at least fast progressing past a lot of these stages due to this angry Zygarde feature. Alright, so basically they say technically because I defeated stage 7, which is from actually stage 3 plus 4, now the stage has went up to level 8. But anyway, it shows level 9 right now because I actually edited the video to actually jump forward basically, because otherwise it will be a really long video. If you guys are actually interested to find out, the original unedited video is actually 28, close to 29 minutes long. So yeah, I do not want you guys to be watching a 29 minutes video. Just wanted to show you guys basically the new feature, or at least some interesting features of the Zygarde 50% Escalation Battle. Alright, so as I mentioned about the orientation of this video, the reason why I will actually skip some stages because directly after I beat this stage, which is actually stage 9, the angry feature will again come out once again. Alright, so yeah, that's basically it. So if you were to see any level jump cuts that I actually were to make, it's because that the stage directly after it will be an angry feature stage. And yeah, I just wanted to cut down the viewing times for you guys as well. Alright, so again, pretty easy. We defeated this stage with 6 moves, within 6 moves. Yeah, we're still the weak team. And as you can see, I actually brought Zygarde 50% in. And yeah, pretty much that. Pretty easy stage. So as I mentioned again, directly after I beat it, or at least after I defeated stage 9, now I'm at stage 10, and if I were to defeat this angry mode, it will actually jump me past stage 15, so I will actually be entering stage 16. So it's a bit complicated, but you guys will probably get used to it as you play on and on with it. One thing I want to mention is that for mobile players, I'm very sorry, but this feature is not in mobile. And if you guys have any idea how difficult and how crazy the boss stages HP is on, let's say, stage 180 all the way to stage 100 and stage 300, from 180, all the boss stages from 180 towards 300, it's really crazy HP. So yeah, mobile players, hopefully have a lot of coins to actually fork out for this event. Alright, so as you can see, we actually defeated the angry stage within the 10 minutes prerequisite, and because of that, I technically defeated stage 15, so I jumped to stage 16. And I made another jump cut stage here, because directly after I defeat this stage, there will be another angry mode Zygarde. So yeah, this is basically it. Alright, so now I can go into the important Pokemon that you should be actually leveling up for this stage. Now for stage 50, there will be, for boss stages 50 and above, there will be instances where Gloomy can actually be summoned. For normal stages later on, non-boss stages later on in the escalation, there can be summons of Zygarde 10%, even Zygarde 50%. So with that, I would really recommend you guys to actually try to level up your Zygarde 10%, your Zygarde 50%, and even Gloomy itself. So yeah, I will just emphasize on these 3 Pokemon especially. It would be good to actually invest some time to actually max them out as soon as possible. So whether you're fighting a non-boss stage or whether you're fighting a boss stage, yeah, it can actually be pretty applicable and it can really help you out, I feel. Alright, so as you can see, Zygarde has gotten angry again, once again. I think I'm pretty lucky, but it's gotten pretty angry for quite a while already. So, yeah. Maybe I'm pretty lucky, I guess. I'm not too sure whether I'm supposed to get it angry this amount of times, but yeah, so basically, if I were to defeat this stage, I will actually be defeating technically stage 21, and I will be jumping all the way towards stage 22. Alright, and technically the first mini boss stage will be at stage 30, where you will be getting the EXP booster small. Yeah. So, and it's a pretty easy stage actually, so you guys don't really need to worry about that. You can just bring your own weak Pokemon once you enter that stage itself. So we ended off with a really nice 25 combo here. Beat it within 4 moves with that same weak team. And yeah, I'm just trying to train up my Zygarde 10% and my Zygarde 50% as much as possible. Alright, so as you can see, I actually jumped to stage 22, and because the anger subsided, and I made another cut here to actually jump towards me doing stage 23, because again after this, you know what happens, it gets angry again. So I'm actually pretty lucky, I guess, because literally every stage after it gets angry, or at least every 2 stages after it gets angry, I somehow managed to activate its anger feature once again. It's pretty insane. So I'm really stoked about this. I'm not too sure what actually affects its anger feature. I'm not too sure about that. I will still need to do more research on it and stuff like that, but regardless, it's still majority of the non-boss stages are actually pretty easy to actually deal with. I'm still using my weak team, and because we're actually defeating it before it does its second disruptions, or at least its second round of disruptions, it's pretty much the same thing over and over again for the first 50 stages. Because actually from stage 21 all the way to stage 20, from stage 21 all the way to stage 49, there should be some block summons, if I'm not wrong. After, let's say after you do 6 turns, it should be summoning, let's say it should be summoning some blocks, if I'm not wrong. Or maybe later, maybe after 9 turns you will summon some blocks. But regardless, most of these stages, from stage 1 all the way to stage 49, for the first, after turn 3 will summon its Zygarde 50% icons. So if you bring Zygarde 50%, as you can see right here, it will activate with each other, it will cause 3 combos, and you can actually finish the stage off faster, and it's super effective as well. Alright, so the anger has subsided. I jump all the way to stage 29. And yeah. But as you can see, I will jump straight towards stage 30, which is technically the first mini boss challenge, or I would say just the first stage where you get your free gift, the first gift that you'll be receiving. Alright, so we actually got Mega Boost Plus up activated over there. And yeah, it's a matter of time before Mega Rayquaza actually Mega evolves. And yeah, starts a combo away and stuff. So yeah, as you can see, even stage 30 is a pretty easy stage. Just bring a good Mega to basically carry your team. As you can see, I'm still using the pretty weak team, my in-training team. And if you actually can bring Megas like Mega Gengar or any super effective Megas in this stage, honestly, yeah, it's a really easy mini boss stage. And as you can see right here, cleared stage 30 and I actually got the EXP booster small. Not a really great reward, because actually training on Ampharos or any typical grinding stage will actually benefit your whole team much more instead of one individual Pokemon that you will be giving that booster to. Alright, so directly after that, Zygarde gets angry again. Like literally every single stage, or at least every 2 stages after its anger has subsided, the anger activates again and again and again. I'm not complaining, it's just really shocking. First from the 1% Zygarde catch, and to getting pretty lucky with all this anger anger features, or this anger Zygarde trying to come and attack me or something. Alright, so yeah, it's the same old. If you can defeat it as quickly as within the first 6 moves, you will find that the stages are pretty much exactly the same from stage 1 to stage 49, as I mentioned before. You probably won't even get to see it summoning rocks if you guys were to actually bring a weak super effective team like I'm doing right now. And okay, so basically as you can see, its anger will subside, and I will actually jump from stage 31, and I technically completed stage 36, so that actually brought me up to stage 37, for example. Alright, so let's see what else I should talk about here before we go to the first, or technically before we go to towards stage 50, I would say. Uh, phew. Yeah, just basically like I mentioned, the most important thing is actually to actually train up those Pokemon that I actually mentioned, which is actually Zygarde 10%, 50%, and Gloomy. So yeah, those three Pokemons can actually be really useful later on, whether it's a boss battle or whether it's a non-boss battle. Other useful Pokemon that I would actually recommend can be actually DNC when there will be actually barriers in some boss stages. Florges for Sword Plus, it might not be one of the best abilities. It is quite unreliable, but I still would recommend this Pokemon Florges actually. It can actually be pretty useful. Another thing that if we're actually using Mega Rayquaza here, remember to not bring a full dragon team. Always remember that. As you can see, I'm actually using one ice Pokemon in the form of Kyurem here. So when you're actually fighting bosses, especially if you're going to use Mega Rayquaza, do remember, do not bring a full dragon team, because Mega Rayquaza effect is actually removing non-dragons. So if you have a full dragon team, its Mega effect will be nullified and it will not work. So that is one important thing that I feel you guys should know, especially. Yeah, I have to try to remind myself that sometimes as well. Alright, so other things here is that Dragonite. Okay, basically for the new 3DS system, they actually follow the new mobile activation rates. So what I'm trying to say is that Dancing Dragons used to not be such a great ability to be activated in the 3DS version before. If I'm not wrong, I think it was a 50% activated, 50% activation on a 4 match. But now, as you can see, it is actually for Dancing Dragons. It will actually activate 100% on a 4 match. So most of the abilities or most of the ability activation rates now for the 3DS are actually much better because it's actually following the mobile version. Apart from, let's say, Core Control, which is actually nerfed pretty badly. And as you guys actually saw, because we actually technically skipped stage 40, because of the angry feature, we actually went past, or we actually overtook stage 40, but we still managed to get the award for stage 40, which was a EXP boost medium. So yeah, pretty good stuff. So this angry feature, although it is not available for mobile players, it can be really useful for 3DS players in terms of escaping those difficult boss stages, especially later on in the game as well. Alright, so there are some theories as to how to activate this. Some say that if you have, let's say, maybe one regenerating heart left in your counter, there might be the highest chance of it activating most of the time. And if that's the case, make sure you always have another heart, or at least one stored heart, to actually defeat the angry Zygarde 50% stage within the 10 minutes prerequisite. As you guys can see now, it has gotten angry again pretty quickly. Alright, so as you can see right here, this will be the final take where it will actually be from stage 45. And if I were to defeat this stage, I will be jumping all the way to, or at least I'll be jumping past level 50. Alright, so now in this stage, I want to let you guys know about something important. If you stayed this long throughout the video, you guys deserve to know about this. Alright, so this is the most important thing that you guys need to know. Alright, so the concept of, or at least the concept of the stage formats within the Angry Zygarde stage, yeah, it's pretty complicated. Alright, basically, now if I were to go into this stage, it's telling me it's actually stage 45 plus 5. So if I were to go into the stage itself, it will actually show itself as being stage 50. And for me personally, I thought that I would be battling the boss level stage 50. So that is why I actually prepared Gloomy, because it will actually be summoning Gloomies. I actually prepared a strong Dragonite for his Dancing Dragons, and I prepared DNC for incoming barriers. But as you can see right here, actually, as I mentioned, the top left hand corner that you can't see is actually written as stage 50, but actually the stage format is actually stage 45, believe it or not. Alright, so what I'm trying to say here is that even though that the in-game stage will tell you that it's actually stage 50, the format of the stage itself is actually still stage 45. Alright, so that's basically it. So let's say if you were encountering the final stage, let's say if you were to go to stage 295, and if you were to get the same situation as me, whereby it's telling you from stage 295 plus 5 turns, you will be going towards stage 300. You will not be facing the boss stage 300 in that stage. You will be still technically facing stage 295. And yeah, that's basically it. So it will be a lot simpler, and you can actually skip the stage 300 boss in that example. And as you can see right here, we actually got the mega speed up for this. So pretty awesome stuff. I will be probably showing boss battles on the mobile version itself, so don't worry about this. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it really helps you guys understand this. Drop a like, drop a subscribe. I'll catch you all in the next video. Take care.